Hello and welcome back to another episode of World Tour on Football Manager 2021. Now, since the last episode where we finally earned promotion, I say finally, it only took us about 8 games, we earned promotion back to Serie A. We've played just the pre-season basically, just 4 friendlies. We've had a bit of a mixed bag, a 3-1 win, a 3-2 win, and then 2 3-1 defeats. In today's episode, we are going to face Ascoli in the third qualifying round of the Coppa Italia, and then the first league game of the season, which couldn't really be more difficult, to be honest. Juve in the first game. But before then, we have quite a few transfers to go through. So we brought in, I didn't bring him in. This is one that I showed you last episode, I think. Carlo Pelletti's been brought in by the previous management, a right back, not too great. He's been sent out on loan to Potenza for the season, so we'll not see much of him. Avelo Hristov, I think I showed you him as well last episode, but he's been brought in from Levski Sofia on a free transfer, 3-star rated left winger. He can also comfortably play at right wing, so a good choice there, good backup for us with the potential to improve. Another free transfer, this time from Olympiacos. He's a central defender. He's only 21 years old, plenty of room for growth, 2.5-star rated at the moment, and he's going to be a pretty decent backup for us. Pierre-Alexandre Thirier is a 17-year-old French national who's been brought in more for the youth team than anything else. His potential ability was 4.5 stars when I originally scouted him. It's dropped down to 4 stars now, so maybe not the best deal, but he's only on £425 a week, so if he doesn't come good, then it's not really much lost. Nico Alphas, similar to Thirier, was his name Thirier? I can't remember his name. The previous guy, the one I've literally just talked about. This guy's a German national. He's not very good now, come to think of it. When I scouted him, it said his potential was 4.5 stars again, so I just signed him £475 per week. If he's not very good, then I don't really care. Now we come to a player we actually spent money on, so we signed Alejandro Vargas for £1.1 million from Salernitana. He is a centre midfielder, 2.5-star rated, potential to get up to 3 stars. He's going to be one of our backup defensive midfielders this season, or at least it was planned that he was going to be our backup defensive midfielder this season, but we'll get onto that in a little bit. Another player bought for actual money is Alessandro Macchioni, brought in for £145,000. Another central defender, basically just brought in for backup. You can see he's not too great. He's got potential to be a little bit better than he already is, but he's just going to be a backup player for us. Then we signed Vanni Chili, another centre midfielder from Empoli, for around £1 million, I think. Was it 1.6 million pounds plus a player. The player that we part exchanged was this guy, Massimiliano Corti, a left winger. We've just got loads of left wingers, so they wanted him, and I said yeah. And we brought in Matteo Marini, another centre midfielder, this time from Genoa, for £1.7 million. We've splashed the cash this summer. He's a 3-star rated centre midfielder with potential to get to 4 stars, so another good bit of depth in the centre of midfield. Then another youth player that we signed is Duhan Achil, brought in on a free transfer from FC Eindhoven. Current ability of 2-star, potential ability of 4-star. This guy's on a bit more than the other youth players though, 2.3k, and he's not in the starting team. I thought he was in not the starting lineup. The first team, that's the word, but he's not. He's in the under 20s. And we've gone back to Ireland for a player that we looked at quite a lot as both Sligo manager and Shamrock Rovers manager. George Fuller, an Irish striker. He's a 2.5-star rated striker with the potential to get up to 4 stars. So he's been brought up as a backup really for Emanuele Pecorino, who will be our starting striker this season. Incidentally, he's been brought in on a free. He was released by Shelburne. And of course, we showed you Philip Clark last episode, but here he is again, 3-star rated from one of our former teams, Shamrock Rovers. Potential up to 4 stars. Good depth again for centre midfield. So I did mention about one of the players that I brought in, I think it was Vargas, was meant to be our backup defensive midfielder. That is because David Coccoluto was meant to be our first starting lineup defensive midfielder, but he's been subject to many offers from teams and he's not happy at the club at the moment. He wants to be sold. He's got Kaiserslautern interested in him at the moment, but I've increased the asking price to sort of try and stop anyone from getting him, to be honest with you. He, as I said, he was going to be our starting defensive midfielder, but he's actually probably going to play in central defence for at least the start of the season. One more thing that has happened is we have moved into a new stadium. The Giovanni Costa Stadium is our new home. It's just been opened, 20,000 capacity. Let's hope we can bring some success to this stadium. So with all that out the way, it is time for our first match of the season, which is against Ascoli, who are in Serie A B, and it is in the Coppa Italia. So this is the lineup and the formation that we're going with for this first game of the season. So we have a change in goal. Marco Passardo is our starting goalkeeper today. He comes in for Vladimir Falcone, who was our starting goalkeeper last season. Gian Domenico Faidi is at right back. Toffoli and Davide Coccaluto are in the centre of defence. Filippo Lanzaro at left back. Matteo Marini is playing as defensive midfielder today. Alessandro Malamo partners Philip Clark in the centre of the field. Adriano Lucidi is at right wing. Lorenzo Marchi at left wing. And Emanuele Pecorino up front. So here we go. The teams are coming out of the tunnel. We are playing in our mainly white shirt today. Ascoli in the black kit, and Marini has a free kick from the right hand side, whipped in, and Coccaluto was there, I think, and it's just over the bar from the centre back. Dembatiam with a goal kick for Ascoli, plays it out towards the right. It should come down for Lanzaro and does very easily. He plays a nice pass forward to Marchi, who brings it central to Malamo. Now Clark on debut, one of a few debuts today. Now Lucidi with the ball on the right hand side, cuts inside, gives it back to Philip Clark, forward to Marchi. Nice passing, slow build up play from us here. Clark plays a nice ball forward to Pecorino. Now it's Lanzaro. Can he get a ball into the box? He tries to get past his defender. Gets a ball into the box. Pecorino's there with a header, and it's just over the bar from Pecorino. It's a great start from us, though. This is a game we would be expected to win, of course, as Ascoli are in the league below us. Throw in for Ascoli in quite an advanced position. Schioffi takes it, but he gives it away to Lanzaro. Now we can come forward with the ball. It's Clark. Long ball forward, searching for Pecorino. It's an excellent pass. Pecorino is practically through on goal, and Pecorino finishes it off perfectly. First goal of the season for him. Of course, it's our first game, so it had to be nice little forward rule celebration. And Philip Clark with the assist. Philip Clark picking the ball up very deep and playing a beautiful long ball forward for Pecorino to finish from the edge of the box, pretty much. The goalkeeper should have arguably done better, but we are 1-0 up. And it looks, incidentally, like we've got a capacity stadium here for our first game at our new stadium. Dembatiam with another goal kick towards Tomassoni. Is he going to get it? He does. Now it's Berardi. Back to Schioffi. We've got back into our positions well, but the ball's played over the defence. And Rossi has beaten Coccaluto to the ball, but that's a great save from Passardo in goal. Corner kick from the left-hand side for Ascoli. Calgiara takes it. Coccaluto heads it away nicely, and Lucidi can come away with the ball for us. Can we get on the counter-attack and possibly get a second goal? Lucidi sprinting down the left-hand side of the pitch, and he gets tackled by Berardi and dispossessed, and it's out for a throw-in. Schioffi with a free kick just inside our half. Ball whipped into the box, but never really going to one of his teammates as that ball gets cleared. And now Pecorino has got it. The striker for Spezia, Lucidi, with the ball on the right-hand side, cuts inside now, trying to dribble past everyone, finds the ball out left to Marchi, who somehow keeps the ball past Tomassoni. Marchi puts the ball in, and Pecorino is scored again. It's 2-0. Spezia, us, we're running away with it at the moment. 2-0. Throw in again for Ascoli. Can we get on another counter-attack and possibly get a third goal? It's Berardi to Rossi on the edge of the box. Now it's Bleitfeld with the shot, and that's just pulled wide from him. So half-time, and things are going pretty well at our new stadium. Now, condition-wise, Philip Clark is looking a bit tired in centre midfield. He's having a good game, though, on a 7.3. Everyone else is having a pretty decent game, too. There's a few 6.6s, which is pretty average, but not really anything that I'm too concerned about. So Philip Clark will probably make his way off the pitch maybe a bit later into the second half. In fact, no, we'll make that change now. So we're going to move Matteo Marini into centre midfield, Philip Clark to defensive midfield, and then take him off and bring on Alejandro Vargas. So about 10 minutes to go, in fact 8 minutes to go now, and we're going to make a couple more changes. We're going to take off our two wingers. I think Lucidi is going to come off. Lorenzo Colombo will come on for him, and then Lorenzo Marchi coming off, and we'll bring on Landi for a little bit of a run out. He's been, I think he was injured and he's just recovering. So he's had a fitness test. It said that he could play, but he wasn't fully up to scratch. So I didn't want to risk him for today's game. But he's got the ball now, and he finds Vargas going the wrong way. But Coccaluto with a long ball forward is intercepted easily by Ascoli, and Gilardi comes away with the ball for Ascoli. Nice tackle from Malamo in the centre of the field, and we have the ball once more with Marini in the centre of the pitch. Faidi now, the right back, finds Vargas. Now Malamo, the centre midfielder, through ball from him, looking for Pecorino. Can he get a hat-trick? It's Pecorino. It's a good save, and then it's cleared by Tedesco. That was an opportunity for Pecorino to get the first hat-trick at our new stadium, but it wasn't to be on that occasion as Malamo has a corner. Whips it in towards Coccoluto, headed away by Michaelis, and Berardi is going to get there before one of our players. Corner kick once more. Marini takes it into the box, headed away by Berardi. Coccoluto is going to collect it, the centre-back, on the left-hand side. He finds Vargas, who goes more central to Malamo. Pecorino, back to Marini. Pecorino again. Marini, Pecorino. Colombo, Pecorino! He gets his hat-trick. It was beautiful passing play amongst so many of the players there. He just skids across the grass as well. He does a little flip and then skids across the grass in celebration. Vargas found Malamo, and then it was just one-touch passing play. It was beautiful. Pecorino, I thought, was playing in Marini. It was a good tackle from Victor. And Colombo finds Pecorino again from the loose ball, and it is 3-0. And we are safely through to the next round of the Coppa Italia. And the next round of the Coppa Italia has been drawn. We have been drawn against Foggia Calcio, who are another Serie B team. So it's a pretty good draw for us, I would say that. Would make us favourites for that one. And that game has actually broken the record attendance for the club. Of course, it's our first game in our new stadium, so I'm assuming it's quite a bit bigger than the previous stadium. And that attendance is 19,592, breaking the previous record of 10,822. And that, of course, means we've set a new gates receipts record as well of 425 grand. Previous one was 190 grand. Here we go. It's time for the opening game of the season. It's away to Juve in Serie A. Now, I just want to show you a couple of the games that have already taken place. There's been 2 shocks, I would say. Torino beating Lazio, the reigning defending Serie A champions, and Cagliari beating Inter, both by 1-0. So does that mean that there's a chance that we can beat Juve? Hopefully it does. Now, Juve, they haven't won the league title in 3 seasons, last winning it in 2026. They finished 4th last season, 3rd the season before, and 4th the season before that. So they do seem to be dropping off a little bit to where you would expect them to be. But I guess that's quite similar to real life, because they seem to be struggling in real life at the moment as well. But hopefully we can beat them I thought it was time for the match. It wasn't time for the match. It must be nearly time for the match. Napoli have been beaten as well. Udinese beaten Napoli by 2-1. It's just shocks galore so far this weekend, in the opening weekend of the Serie A season. What I was going to say is about the tactic that we're using. So as it's the early stages of the season and we don't know where we're going to finish or anything like that, I'm going to stick with our fluid counter-attacking tactic for the big games against Juve and the other such teams like that. Later on in the season, if it looks like we're going to be in a relegation battle, which we probably will be, then I will switch it up to the Catenaccio, more defensive formation against the big teams to try and just eke out points. But I don't think that's necessary right now. So I'm pretty sure this is the same team just about that we used last game. It's been a while since the last game. But we've got Passaro in goal. Faidi at right back, Toffoli and Coccoluto in centre of defence, Lansaro at left back, Marini in defence midfield, Delgado partnering Clark in the centre midfield. I think I might have played someone else in the centre midfield last time instead of Delgado, so I don't think he was fully fit. Lucidi is at right wing, Marchi at left wing, and Emanuele Pecorino up front. Tripoldelli is meant to be playing at left back with Lansaro playing in centre back instead of Christian Toffoli, but Tripoldelli's he's still not fully fit yet, so didn't want to risk him today. Alessio Landi is also meant to be playing instead of Marchi, but again, didn't want to really risk him. It just showed me there that it was indeed Delgado in for Alessandro Malamo. Malamo played the last game. Got an awful memory. So looking at the Juve team, their manager is Andrea Pirlo. Some standout players, Matthias de Ligt still there. He's captain. Camavinga. Jadon Sancho is in the starting lineup as well. Of course, we're getting quite a way into the game now, so there'll be less and less players that we've heard of. I don't think I can even click on that. Be interesting to see how old Jadon Sancho is, because he must be some age. Next, Jadon Sancho is 29 years old. He stayed at Dortmund until 2022, and then he moved to Juve. How much did he move to Juve for? 68 mil. Pretty decent. He's worth 61 at the minute, so they'd make a lovely 7 million loss on him if they tried to sell him, but I don't think they would be trying to sell him. But interesting that he is at Juve. So here we go, big game, start of the season. Juve playing a 5-2-3 formation, Sancho playing on the left wing. We are playing our standard 4-1-2-3 formation. We've got recent form because we played in the Cup, of course. Juve not playing in the third qualifying round of the Coppa Italia because I think they're too big for that. Capacity stadium here today. Not sure who's who. I think we're playing in our white shirts and Juve are in the black with the white sort of diagonal line on it. It'll be interesting to see how we fare today because this is our biggest test as Spezia manager so far. Free kick, Diherjado, well, that's a name to say. That was one of our players. Oh, that was Delgado. Why is his name comes up as that? Mwamba, though, is in a very advanced position. Marini tries to make the tackle. Mwamba with a shot, and it's off the post, and then it hits off of the goalkeeper's head and is out for a corner kick. I got so distracted there by Pedro Delgado's name. It was very confusing. Chiesa with the ball in. Quaresma's there, and it's a good save by Posado. Free kick for Juve. Chiesa takes it into the box, headed away by Lanzaro. Can we get in the counter-attack? We can't because the ball is going to fall back to a Juve player in the form of Valente. Now it's Chamorro. Plays that to Quaresma. And Chiesa has the ball on the right-hand side. The man who originally took the free kick. Good tackle, but didn't actually keep the ball. And Chiesa has made his way down the field on the right wing. Now it's Thomas Estevez. Valente back to Estevez. Into the box. Blocked. Valente. Back post. Sancho has opened the scoring. Jadon Sancho with his first goal of the season. And it's been coming. We've been absolutely dominated here, as you would expect. We're pretty lucky to only be 1-0, I would say. Estevez, Chiesa into the box. Coccoluto heads that away, but it's back to Juve now. Camavinga finds Estevez on the right-hand side, and it's good interception from Toffoli. Lanzaro with the ball forward, but just giving it away straight away to Juve. It's now Delict. Estevez with the ball into the box, and Lanzaro, has he fouled him? He has. It's going to go to VAR. It's going to VAR. Okay, the referee is going over to have a check. I think he thought it was a penalty initially. What is going to happen? He's checking. So just wait for him to make his decision. And it is a penalty. He's given a penalty. I did think it was a trip by Lanzaro. So Juve could be about to go 2 goals up here in the opening game of the season. Estevez to take it. The man who won the penalty in the first place. Lanzaro getting booked for that foul as well. And it's a great save from Posado. What a save from the goalkeeper. Estevez with the ball again, though. Ball into the box, and that save means nothing because Chiesa has gone and scored from a ball in by the penalty taker. It's Posado doing all the hard work in saving the penalty, and then we go and do that. Chamorro with a free kick for Juve. It's now Camavinga. Forward to Sancho, who's got one already today. Plays it back to Camavinga. It'd be nice if we could win the ball for once here, but Camavinga moving forward with it. Finds Estevez in a similar position to where he won the penalty last time out. Don't foul him. Lanzaro nearly fouls him. Mwamba with a shot, and that somehow doesn't go into the back of the net. It's Camavinga. Finds Estevez again on the right-hand side. And it's a good tackle from Marchi. Now, can we get on the counter-attack? No, we can't. We can't. So it's half time and it is 2-0 to Juve. And the way things are going at the moment, we would be rock bottom of the league after one game. We're gonna switch things up in our style of counter-attacking. I think we're gonna go more direct. And that means we are gonna bring our other striking option on the pitch instead of Pecorino. George Fuller is gonna come on. He's a target man. Stick him up there. Elsewhere, I don't really know. I think I might take Delgado off. Clark had a good game last time out. Delgado can come off. We'll bring on Malamo, who played well instead of Delgado last game. So we're going to get the goalkeeper to distribute to the target man when he has the ball. And we're going to put a partner up front with Fuller. We're going to move. We might have to take Lucidi off because he can't really play in the centre of attacking midfield. You know what? I'm going to undo a few things here. Okay, we'll start again. So Pecorino's going to stay on. And then Marchi is going to come into centre attack and midfield. Fuller is going to come on for Lucidi. Fuller is going to be the target man, as we did before. Pecorino, he can stay as an advanced forward. Marchi in attacking centre midfield, he can stay as an attacking midfielder, I guess. Stick him on support. And then we want to change this to distribute to target man again. We're on direct counter-attacking. We'll take Delgado off, bring on Malamo as we were going to do. and we'll keep that extra sub just in case we need it. So change of formation, change of tactic. Let's see if going more direct can help us maybe sneak one goal. I'd be happy if we just got one goal, to be honest. I'm not expecting points today, as Chiesa has a free kick for Juve into the box. Chamorro headed just over the top of the bar, might have even grazed the top of the bar there. Chiesa with another free kick into the box. De Ligt's there with a header. Herrera's there and somehow doesn't score. It looked like he tried to do a little flick to get that past the goalkeeper, but it seemed to either hit the post or the side netting as Clark hits a long ball forward, but that's fell straight to a Juve player, and Valente has it now. Gives it to Camavinga, moving forward with it. Camavinga with a shot, and it's a good save by Pesaro. Another free kick. We're just giving so many free kicks away. Chiesa with the ball in. Pesaro collects. Now this could be it. Pesaro, get the ball out. Kick it to Fuller. Pesaro plays it up to the wrong man, Pecorino. He gets the ball, but it's gone back to Juve. Chamorro with the ball at the back for Juve. Finds Valente. Now it's Thomas Esteves, the man who won the penalty in the first half. Forward to Chiesa, who's taken so many free kicks today. Esteves with the ball again. Back to Valente into the box. And that is a good save, was it? Or was that just over the bar? I think it was just over the bar. Chiesa with a free kick. Not a free kick, it's a corner. Chamorro headed off the line. It wasn't headed off the line. I don't know what I'm saying. Kicked off the line by Faidi from the Chamorro header. Okay, 70 minutes gone. And we're going to make our third and final change. We've got quite a few players not playing great. Lanzaro is one of them, left back, just being awarded a new contract, incidentally. Sorry, I just saw a highlight in the background there, and I thought we were about to score, but we didn't. So Lanzaro's just been given a new contract this week. So, I mean, he's not playing great. Philip Clark not playing great in centre midfield either. What options have we got on the bench? We bring Tripaldelli on at left back. It seems like a pointless substitution. It's not really going to make a difference to the game. I think we're going to make a centre midfield change again. Philip Clark is going to come off, and we will bring on Vanni Chili, who's one of the new signings I've brought in. He's a right winger, but he can play at centre midfield as well. So we'll let him do that. We'll play him as wrong person. We'll play him as a box-to-box midfielder on support. Confirm the changes there. Is this going to be a chance for us? It's Pecorino with the ball to Marchi. Marchi with a shot, and it's an easy save, really, from Stamenkovic. But nice to see us getting an opportunity on goal. Quaresma with the free kick. Plays it short to Valente. Back to Quaresma. Now it's Camavinga. Finds Thomas Esteves. On the right-hand side, Esteves finds Valente into the box, and it's, what's his name? Cuciniello with the volley, and it's 3-0 to Juve. Oh, it might have been offside. Is this going to VAR? It's going to VAR. Okay, check in. Goal disallowed. Yes. It's the only thing we can celebrate in this match. Let's have a look at the replay. It's not that tight. He was very clearly offside, but it was a good finish from him, to be fair. So we reached full time, and in a game where we didn't really expect to get a result, it's ended the way you would expect. 2-0. Could have been more. That could have been a lot more for Juve there. XG is 4.24. They only managed to score 2 goals. There's not much more to say about it, to be honest. But fortunately, there was a team that lost by more than 2-0 today, and that was Genoa. They got smashed by Sassuolo by 5-0. The other team that came up with is Vicenza. They managed to draw against Brescia. Oh, and Monza, they got beat 1-0 against away to Parma. So something that happened between games that I forgot to mention completely is Daniel Afrai. So we have a bit of an issue with squad registration. So in fact, I'll just show you. It's probably easier. So you see here, we can have a maximum squad size of 25 players, but we need 4 players to be trained by Spezia for 3 years. We're struggling with that. But there's no one else in the first team that would fit that description that I would want to put in. Of course, Azzori, he does fit that description. I think Baudanelli does as well. But ideally, I would have wanted the better players, Quadrino and Afrai, to be in the registered squad. But that can't happen, so I need to leave 2 spaces in my squad, and unfortunately it is Quadrino. He was chosen simply because he's injured at the moment. He's out for 3 to 7 weeks, and Daniel Afrai, who are the ones to suffer. So Daniel Afrai then said he wanted to leave, so he's on the transfer list. He's had quite a few offers. 250k, he's valued at 245k, so I'm just trying to get back his value, to be honest. He was signed by a previous manager for about 110 £100,000 would be a nice bit of profit for the club as well. I think I am going to try and sell Quadrino as well if he's unhappy. I'm not sure if he is. He seems pretty happy, to be honest. He hasn't come to me, so we might just leave that. But looking ahead to the next episode, we are going to play the 2 league games against Cagliari and the reigning champions Lazio. So offline, we will play games against Milan, Napoli, Parma, Bologna, and Vicenza. There's some very tough games in there, Milan and Napoli in particular. Vicenza game, that should be more of a close one. Of course, they came up with us last season. Hopefully we can get a result there. And then Parma and Bologna are sort of middle ground teams, so we might be able to sneak a win there. But hopefully we do. It's not been too disappointing in an episode. I'm quite pleased with a 2-0 defeat to Juve, which is a bit of a strange thing to say. But that is it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel to get all my content when it comes out. Hit the notification bell to stay notified, and I'll see you next time.